that was your first kiss?
Yes. I never told anyone that story. Even our coworkers at the Renaissance Fair. He may have only been a jester, but he was my knight that day.
Girls, game starting!
Oh no, we didn't practice. We did the exact thing everyone accuses our generation of. We agreed we deserved to win, but we didn't do the work. We just spent all that time getting to know each other. Now don't you wish we'd gotten high?
Okay, I'm the timekeeper, but I'm also here to help anyone who needs help. The names are right there. Are we ready to play?
Let's just go first and get it over with.
Ready? And go.
Oh, you had your first sexy dream about him. Benedict Cumberbatch. Don't get it, but yes. Oh, that black guy that you liked. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yes. Oh, I got into a fight about her at the DMV, and that's why I don't have a driver's license. Miley Cyrus. Yes.
You have a driver's license?
Oh my God, we're awesome.
Okay, Mike and Martina, you're up. Ready? And go.
Easy. You said I looked like her.
Lucille Ball.
What? She looks crazy.
I couldn't think of another redhead. Nicole Kidman.
No, the girl from Zero Dark 30.
Isn't that Nicole Kidman?
It was Jessica Chastain.
How could I say you look like her? I don't know who that is.
Oh, now I remember. I said I looked like her. And you said I don't know who that is.
So the current score is 3-0. Seems like you're unable to win because you don't have the requisite skills to excel at the game. We need to work on your trash talk.
Thank you so much for being here, Miranda.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Miranda and I got pedicures together 4 years ago, it was, for another story. And you were so well-spoken and mature and lovely and polite, and you still are.
Thank you. I said we should be getting pedicures again today.
I know,
during
that
the
would be
interview.
kind of
That
like
would've
the
been
perfect
pretty
interview setup, right?
great. Yeah.
So let's talk about Crowded, which as a mom is basically my worst nightmare, of like the kid who never leaves. How did you come to do the show?
Because I am that kid. I can relate to it a lot because I'm going to USC to school, but at the same time, I live at my parents' house. So as soon as I read this, I was like, oh, this is me and most of my friends.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Is this really like what's going on now, that people just don't move out?
Yeah, a lot of my friends, and even after college, like while they're getting their footing, they'll stay at their parents' house for like a couple years. So yeah, we're kind of all going through this right now.
And what about the project appealed to you? And at what point did you sign on?
Well, I was really excited to get to be on a comedy again because I've mainly done like multicam shows that are comedies, and then this one was a lot more mature than other ones that I've done. So I was super excited to get to do something new, and I liked the character, and getting to work with Jimmy Burrows and the cast, I was really excited.
And the executive producer of the show wrote a letter when they sent out the screeners saying that this is based on her own family. Yeah. And how it was the funniest letter I think I've read in a long time, where she said she made the mistake of being best friends with her kids, and best friends never leave. So
yeah. I've actually met her daughters, and she wrote the show completely about her own life, and my character is based on one of her daughters.
Really? So Shay is actually like based on a real person?
Yeah, and a lot of the episodes are based on real things that she's been through. So it's pretty cool. It's like it's her real story.
So the series is about a couple rejoicing in their empty nestedness, and it is very short-lived because both daughters come back. One is unemployed, or she loses funding, her project loses funding, and the other one breaks up with her boyfriend and has nowhere to go.
Yeah, so we both end up, it's funny because on the show, some of my favorite scenes are with Mia, who plays my sister, because I'm an only child in real life, but it's fun getting to play the parts where we're kind of getting to know each other and get along, because we never liked each other. Like in high school, she was always the popular one, and I was always at home, like in my room. So when we both find ourselves in the same situation and neither of us can get jobs, it kind of brings us together in a weird way.
What of yourself do you see in Shay?
What I don't see is she wants to be an astrophysicist, and I can't say I relate to that one, but...
And you don't have, like, the hots for Galileo?
Not so much, not as much as Shay, no. But yeah, I definitely can relate to her in wanting to stay at home with my parents, and also, like, just the years of being in college and trying to figure out exactly what you want to do.
How has the college experience been for you? And I ask this because you're such a rarity that, I mean, this girl was on iCarly, which was one of the top-rated shows, and on Nick, and she left to go to college. Count on one hand how many people do that. They don't.
Yeah, I mean, my whole life I wanted to go to college, mainly because, like, when I first started acting when I was 3, it was because my mom was like, oh, like, maybe you can put the money aside and save it for college. So, yeah, it was just always in the back of my mind that was kind of like the goal. So it seemed like something I still really wanted to do. So that's why I'm doing it now.
And what are you studying?
Film, but the critical studies side, because I want to take writing classes.
Oh, that's awesome. And do you ever see yourself directing and writing? I assume so, right?
I don't know about directing, but I'd love to I'm going to try. Like, I definitely would love to write. Like, I love Kristen Wiig, and I love Amy Schumer, and all these, like, awesome girl comedians and how they write a lot of their own stuff. And I think that could be really cool.
Have you seen any of your own family storylines wind up in Crowded?
Well, I've seen, like, some of my friends struggling trying to get jobs while they're at college, like to pay off student loans and stuff. So in one of the episodes, my character actually gets a job at, like, a hot dog place. And I got to wear this weird outfit that looked like an organ grinder's monkey. Like, it was really weird. But yeah, it was fun getting to do that episode.
I mean, how do you keep a straight face working opposite Patrick Warburton?
It's pretty hard. I laugh a lot on set, and it's bad with a live audience because they'll laugh too, and they kind of like egg you on. Like, they don't mind when you laugh, but Jimmy, the director, and like the producers are like, "Come on, like get it together." Yeah, but it's really fun, and all of us, we all have totally different personalities. All of us on the show, but we all kind of like mesh together well.
Well, when you guys were all cast, did you have any kind of family bonding outings to kind of build the chemistry or build the connection?
Yeah, I actually went to my first baseball game, to my first Dodgers baseball game with Carrie, who plays my mom, and Mia, who plays my sister on the show. We got hot dogs and we watched the baseball game. They put us on the Jumbotron too, which we were like really high up, like in the nosebleeds, and they put us on the Jumbotron.
Like randomly?
Yeah, we were like freaking out.
We were like, what?
Like waving and stuff. It was fun.
I mean, what is it like coming back to acting after taking a break? Do you still feel the same passion and love for it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always wanted to go to college, but what I really want to do is act. So it was hard for me at first with college because I was like, well, I really know what I want to do, but at the same time, I want to like get a good education. So, so yeah, I was really excited to get to like take a semester off and do the first season of Crowded. It was a really fun experience.
And now you're on spring break. What?
Yeah, spring break.
No, what better place to spend it than New York?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
What do you do for fun, Miss Miranda Cosgrove?
What do I do for fun? I'm going to make myself sound not that fun right now. I go hiking a lot. I live right by a hiking trail, and I take my dog, and it's actually kind of horrible. I go up like this crazy flight of stairs at Runyon Canyon in LA. And I've taken my mom a few times, and she said she was going to like disown me because it's really hard going up the stairs on the thing. But yeah, and other than that, I love seeing movies. I go see movies all the time with my friends, and I love food.
This is how you're so normal. Because that's what
normal
people. No, that's what normal people do. They hike and they go out to see movies with their friends.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I spend all my free time doing.
How has iCarly changed your life when you look back on that experience?
Well, it gave me the opportunity to travel to a lot of places I don't think I ever would have been able to travel to. Like, I've been to a lot of different countries and met so many people. And then getting to go on tour and like be in a different state every other day and meet so many people doing that. Yeah, and even with school, it's kind of helped me meet people because people will come up to me at USC a lot and just like introduce themselves, and they'll be like, "Oh, like I know you from iCarly." So yeah, it's cool. It's opened up a lot of doors for me.
And what's your kind of one takeaway from that experience, from being on the show?
Well, I became really close with Jeanette McCurdy, who plays Sam, my best friend on the show. She's my best friend in real life. And I think, well, for one thing, we've always just gotten along and our personalities go well together. But also, like, having the whole experience of being on iCarly and being young and all of a sudden people, like, knowing who we were and stuff, like, going through that with her, that was like a really cool experience to get to
have someone
with her.
to do it with you, so to speak.
Yeah, I think it's like made us like as close as we are now.
How have you wound up so normal? I mean, you were like this 4 years ago. I think I even asked you that 4 years ago. Like, how are you? What's the secret soup?
I don't know. I mean, my parents are definitely great. Like they, I always know that they're there for me, and like they always have my best interest in mind. Like I can always call them anytime I have a problem, and I think that's been really helpful. And that's another reason why I had fun doing this show, because even though in the first few episodes the parents are like not excited about us being there, as time goes on, like you can tell they're kind of like happy to get to have us back for a little while at least.
Well, do the sisters ever move out?
I don't know. I mean, hopefully eventually. They're like,
even on a trial basis?
Yeah, I think Mia's character, like, she'll meet guys and stuff and moves out for a little while, but then she comes back and, like, leaves for a day and comes back. But yeah, for the most part, I think we're happy there. We're, like, sticking at home.
I mean, it is kind of a nice setup, right? Like, nice house, cool parents,
yeah,
no
like,
rent.
The parents are pretty cool on the show. Like, they're pretty nice. I feel like my parents, when, like they let her have, like, her boyfriends, like, over to the house. They almost let one of them move in. Like, yeah, they're pretty cool.
For you, what kind of roles appeal to you now? Because you're about done with college, right?
Yeah.
So, kind of, what direction do you want to see your career go in?
Well, I do love comedy, so I want to keep doing that.
I think we should make a remake of Pretty Woman.
Definitely. We were talking about our love of Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
I recently wrote an essay on Pretty Woman for school, and all the like other students in my class were like, Pretty Woman. And I was like, that's right.
That's right, Pretty
I love
Woman.
Pretty Woman.
She rescues him right back.
Exactly. But yeah, I love that movie so much. I'd love to do a remake of Pretty Woman. That's what I'm going to do.
You would be amazing.
My God.
Just not the boots. We would have to recalibrate the wardrobe a little bit, I think. But so, do you have a 5-year plan for yourself professionally, or is it just kind of take it as it comes?
I don't really have a plan. I guess, yeah, just take it as it comes. I definitely want to graduate. I really look up to, like, America Ferrera because the other day I was feeling kind of bad because it's taking me a pretty long time. It's going to take me a pretty long time to graduate from USC. But I, like, saw her picture, like, a beacon of hope like at USC in one of the restaurants. They have her picture up on the wall. And I Googled her, and I found out she graduated USC in, like, 10 years. So it made me feel good that she didn't give up, and she did it, so can I.
Of course you'll do it. I have no doubt whatsoever. You're super smart.
Thanks.
What do you read?
I guess I like all kinds of different. Oh, I just saw Hamilton last night.
How did you get tickets?
It was so good.
This is literally my question.
Mom.
Your mom?
Yeah, on StubHub.
Mrs. Cosgrove. Mrs. Cosgrove. Your mom needs to hook it up.
Well, she tried to go to the box office night before last. I went
laughed
with
at her?
And they were like, okay, like, when do you want the tickets for? And she was like, tonight. And they were like, come back in December. But then she went online and she actually found some, so she didn't give up.
See? Perseverance.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. And how was it?
It was so good. I loved it.
It totally lived up to, like, every expectation?
It definitely lived up to it. Actually, it's funny. Mia, who plays my sister, was the one that got me so into it. She's been playing me the soundtrack, like, in the car for the last, like, 2 weeks, getting me ready for the play. And I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get tickets, so it was really cool.
That's amazing. I feel like I'm the only person left who hasn't seen it. Like, maybe I just need to StubHub it, too. Like... It actually never, but it never occurred to me that they would be available that way. Like, I thought you had to, like, know someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew someone.
It actually
then, like, go through a back door to get them.
Exactly.
Could you ever, after seeing it, could you see yourself doing something like that?
I don't know. I mean, they were amazing. I think it'd be really cool to get to, like, I really liked doing the show because we did it in front of a live audience, and that was my first time ever acting in front of a live audience in my whole life. Like, with iCarly, we, the writers had to laugh at the jokes, and then that's how we'd know, like, to wait for laughs. But we didn't have a live audience, so at first I was really nervous about that. But it brings so much energy to the show. And, like, if a joke doesn't work, nobody laughs. So, you know, like, right off the bat, that joke needs to be changed or you got to deliver it differently. So, yeah, it was a cool experience doing that.
And, I mean, you obviously can sing. So, anything else coming up that way, musically? Musically. That was such an awkwardly phrased question. Wow.
I play guitar a little bit, and I've written a lot of, like, just songs in my room. And recently I recorded a couple of them, and I thought it was cool because when I was younger, I would co-write on some of the songs, but it's not really the same as like being alone and trying to write a song about, a real experience you've had. So, so I'm going to hopefully release those songs soon. And
Oh, that's awesome. Like as an album or just kind of
probably just
singles?
Like, as singles, because I only have a couple right now. But yeah, there were ideas I had for a long time, and yeah, I'm excited.
And you have a massive social media following. What kinds of messages do you get from fans?
I get messages about iCarly a lot.
Really?
For sure.
Just how the show impacted their lives and changed their lives and how much they loved it?
Yeah, or like even if I'm walking like around or like, I don't know. I go to Disneyland a lot when I'm in LA, and like kids and people will come up to me and like talk about the show. And the coolest thing is that a lot of the people that watch the show are my age now or just a little younger. So it's cool. Like they'll say that they watched it the whole time they were growing up and that they kind of feel like they grew up with me. And so it's kind of an awesome thing.
How does that make you feel? That must be the most amazing thing to hear, that you literally were part of someone's life. And
yeah, well, for me, like I loved Lizzie McGuire when I was little, and I love Hilary Duff. So I feel like that's pretty awesome if like it was like that for anybody, because I remember coming home after school and like I had to watch Lizzie McGuire, and I just thought she was so cool. So
and here you are. Is there someone that you dream of collaborating with, either musically or acting-wise?
Well, I was really excited to work with Jimmy Burrows on the show because he's such a legend in TV, and I love Friends and Will and Grace and Cheers and all the shows that he's done. So yeah, getting to work with him and like learn from him, that was pretty amazing.
And what's been the best advice you've ever gotten, career-wise?
Best advice, probably not to worry too much, because even though you think you're in control of what's going on, you really don't have that much control. So probably just try your best and do what you can. Like it definitely helped me because I would like go to acting classes and stuff and just try to like focus on that and having fun and not worry too much about like when the right role will come along.
That's actually really good advice. Otherwise, you can make yourself crazy.
Yeah, and you can start feeling like, I don't know, like thinking like, oh, maybe this isn't for me and stuff. And I feel like it's like just don't give up, because you never know when it's going to be your time.
When this came along, did you know instantly that this was right for you?
I felt like I was really excited about it because of, it's a comedy, and because of Carrie and Patrick
And Stacey Keach.
Yeah, and Stacey
I mean, my
Keach
God.
was amazing. To get to work with them, I was like, yes, like sign me up.
And when you read the role of Shay, do you play her as she's written, or have you in any way added your own flavor to her?
Well, it's funny we were talking about Pretty Woman, because I never told the writers or anything my obsession with rom-coms, but a lot of my character on the show, like in a lot of the episodes, she's like harping on different rom-coms, and she'll go off on these long tangents about how she wishes she could be in one. Like she's waiting for someone to come up to her and like
Cast her in something, like discover her?
She's waiting for someone to come up to her and like fall in love with her and her life to be like a rom-com. And her sister's always telling her like, no, like that's not going to happen, but she never gives up. And I feel like I can definitely relate to that.
How did you get her speech patterns so specific? Because the way she talks is so different from you, and I know it's called acting, and you're an actress, and that's what you do, but she has that very kind of flat intonation, like where the running joke on the show is when her character talks, the other ones will say, "Is she done yet?" I can never tell.
Nobody ever knows when I'm going to stop talking. At first I was a little nervous because I had to like learn these long paragraphs. I just like will go on and on saying all this random stuff. But yeah, it's fun getting to play a more like dry, kind of deadpan character on this show, because on iCarly I got to be like so goofy and crazy all the time. So yeah, it's been fun doing something a little different.
Which of the characters is closest to the real you?
But minus the astrophysicist thing, probably Shay, for sure. I wouldn't go with Mia's character. I'm not the most like her. She's like always having fun and like doing crazy stuff, and everybody wants to go out with her, and yeah. But I guess I'm the most like the character I'm playing.
Minus like the Galileo obsession.
Minus the Galileo love.
And if you could remake any movie, not Pretty Woman, we've already established that we are going to, in fact, remake Pretty Woman. What would it be? With you starring in it.
Bridesmaids is one of my favorite movies, so I would have loved to even be like behind a bush somewhere in Bridesmaids. I love that movie.
And at what point in your career, and I mean, you're so young and you've done so much, did you realize that this is something that you could do for the rest of your life?
Well, it's funny because when I was 3, I'm from LA, and when I was 3, an agent came up to my parents at a food festival, and I started going on auditions, and that's kind of how it happened. So I didn't really like decide I wanted to act. It just kind of like happened. But then by the time I was like 8 or 9, and I did another show on Nickelodeon before iCarly, Drake and Josh, I realized like that I really I wanted to act, and that I really loved it, and like the whole. Just like the schedule, even of being on a sitcom, it's really fun. Like it's kind of like a mini play because you rehearse for 3 days and then you film the last 2 days of the week, and you're like all working together to try to do your best. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I just realized like, hey, like maybe I could do this for a long time because I really loved it.
And what's the biggest difference with filming in front of a live audience?
Just there's a lot more pressure. Like on iCarly,
Really?
because on iCarly we messed up like so much, but now like I'm always like going over my lines and trying to like really have it down because it's easy to get like more flustered when you mess up in front of an audience, like knowing that like they're
People
there
are
and they're like,
watching.
come on, like get it together. It makes you want to do a really good job. So not that I didn't want to do a good job on iCarly, I did, but we just like messed around a lot.
And this time you're like,
This time we
all
try really hard.
business.
We do like speed reads right before the live taping.
Oh, do you really?
And like the audience is there for several hours, so you want to like do your best and really have it together so they don't have to, see the takes a bunch of times. We usually only do like 2 takes too on this show, and on iCarly we do like 20 takes of every scene. So that was
Oh, so
different.
you really have to be prepared and be on it with
Yeah.
this one. And this brings us right up to the audience portion of our Q&A.
Hey, Miranda.
Hi.
I'm Bill.
Hello,
So,
Bill.
big iCarly fan. Would you ever do a reunion?
Oh yeah, I would totally do a reunion. I pretty much do a reunion every day in LA with Jeanette because she sleeps over at my house all the time. But yeah, I'd love to do an actual reunion. I'd also like to know what's going on with Carly's mom because nobody ever told me, and I'm still wondering about that.
So if someone could possibly tweet at Miranda and let her know, that would be great.
That would be great.
Hi, thanks for being here. I grew up
you.
watching you with like Drake and Josh and School of Rock. Love that movie. But
Thank you.
I was wondering, do you still keep in contact with Drake and Josh?
Yeah, I actually do. I've been watching Josh's new show, Grandfathered, and I like his vines. But yeah, they both text me all the time, and because I'm an only child and I was little when I worked on the show, I felt like they were my brothers. Like Drake used to always make fun of me because he said wherever he went, he could hear like the pitter-pattering of my feet behind him. So yeah, I still talk to them all the time.
Oh, that's really sweet. You guys have a text chain.
Yeah.
Aw.
Hi, what was the hardest course you took in college so far?
I'm taking it's not the hardest, but it was the strangest. I'm taking a course this semester. It's a requirement, and it's the study of gerontology,
What?
the study of old people. So yeah, I'm learning a lot of good stuff about old people.
I wonder why that's a requirement. That's so bizarre.
Yeah, it is. It's the diversity requirement.
Wow. Okay.
Great. We're going to take our next question from an online viewer. So James would like to know, in front of a live audience, was there ever a reaction unexpected to a joke or line?
Sometimes people are so excited, like I've done it before, but like we'll be like, oh my gosh, we have a really good line in this scene, and like we can't wait to deliver it. And then all of a sudden some random line that didn't even seem like it was the funny one will be the one that the audience loves. So yeah, there's a lot of like, you never know what's gonna be the thing that they like.
Do you find yourself reading the audience while you're acting? Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, sometimes like we have audiences that are like even more enthusiastic than other audiences. And then it's kind of fun though, like you kind of have to win them over if they're like, because especially when we first did the first couple episodes and we were still like getting used to it too. It was like a whole new thing to try.
And we have time for one more question, please.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm currently a college student. I actually go to college at Wagner College, where School of Rock was filmed.
Yeah, that's so funny. I remember
Yeah.
going there.
And so college, it's like really like stressful. And so like I'm wondering, how do you manage like being like a successful actress and going to college like all at the same time? Like,
That college is really beautiful, by the way. It looks like the textbook, like most gorgeous college. Yeah, it's been good because I'll take a semester off when I'm acting, and then I'll focus on school when I'm at school. So at least I'm not like running from the set, like throwing my costume off and like running to school or anything too crazy. So it's not too bad.
And when can people watch Crowded?
It actually premieres this Sunday at 9:30.
And it's super funny, and anyone who has issues with leaving home will relate.
Yeah.
Or
hopefully.
any parents
Hope you like it.
of children who have
Want their
issues
kids
leaving
out.
home will relate. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.